Today, I'll show 5 amazing crypto Discord servers out of a list of 24 of the best. I always like to stay current and learn from the best and improve my own crypto servers. And sometimes I find a group that's doing such a great job that I just want to share their strategies as my way to study and learn from them. I brought this top list of the best Discord servers for crypto over into a Google Notebook LM instance, and I asked it to categorize all the groups based on their specialty. This report was transformed into a PDF, and I put a link in the description down below so you can access this entire list. 5 of these different servers caught my eye because they teach something that I want to learn. And so I asked the notebook to create a podcast that'll explain how these 5 groups might solve the struggles that most new traders face. I have the podcast queued up, and I gotta say that I am so glad that I did this deep research. If you also want to learn more about meme coins, NFTs, and specialty crypto investing, then these communities might be worth checking out. Let's get started. Oh, and I recommend that you grab that PDF down below so you can access all these resources as you listen to the podcast.
You know that feeling, that sort of gut punch? You jumped into crypto, maybe even caught a bit of that crazy wave everyone was talking about, thought, okay, I'm getting this, and then wham.
Oh, yeah.
Market tanks, or maybe it's just this slow, painful drain. If you felt burned, you're definitely not alone. We hear the stories about overnight fortunes.
Right, those get all the attention.
But trust me, there are tons of us who, well, learned things the hard way in crypto.
That experience is incredibly common, especially for folks who got in more recently. The lure of quick gains is strong, no doubt.
Totally.
But without, a solid game plan or reliable info, it can be a really bumpy ride. Often ends in those painful losses you mentioned.
Exactly. And that's probably why you're listening now, right? You still see the potential there, that glimmer of, hey, maybe I can build something here, but you're looking for a smarter way in.
A more sustainable approach.
Yeah, a way to navigate this whole crypto thing without feeling like you're constantly stepping on landmines. You want real strategies, stuff that actually, works. Not the same old hype that maybe led you down the wrong path before.
A shift from just chasing the next hot coin to seeking a more informed strategic way forward. That's absolutely vital for sticking around long-term in a market like this. It's volatile.
Definitely.
It's about moving past that FOMO, that fear of missing out, and really focusing on building up your knowledge base.
So, okay, get ready. Because today on the deep dive, we're really digging into something that might just be a game changer for doing that. Specialized Discord communities.
Okay.
Now, I'm not talking about those huge, chaotic free-for-alls where everyone's just shouting ticker symbols.
Right, the noisy ones.
No, these are like focused groups designed for learning, for getting specific insights into particular corners of the crypto world. Think curated hubs, not just echo chambers full of hype.
Precisely. Instead of being totally swamped by the flood of info you get everywhere else, these communities offer a much more streamlined, targeted way to learn, let you really zero in on what actually interests you.
Yeah, hone in. So today, we've got 5 specific ones we're going to unpack. First, there's Pastel Alpha. They're all about the Web3 and NFT space, next-gen internet, digital collectibles, that whole scene.
Mm-hmm. A big area right now.
Then there's Vanquish Trading. Their focus is finding those early crypto alphas. Think promising new projects, potentially high growth, but maybe higher risk too, before they, blow up.
The early bird approach.
Kind of, yeah. Next is Certified Crypto. They often go by CC Alpha. They have this network that can apparently get you early access to certain altcoins.
Altcoins being anything besides Bitcoin, basically.
Sure. Then, for anyone who understands the, let's call it excitement of meme coins, there's 3M Trading. They have a specific plan just for that. High risk, high reward territory.
Definitely need to know what you're getting into there.
For sure. And finally, Greenies Trading Group. It's a bit broader, but with a really strong focus on altcoins, DeFi, that's decentralized finance, and meme coins as well. Lots of resources there.
So each one really carves out its own little niche, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Within this huge crypto landscape. And that specialization, that can be incredibly valuable. You connect with people interested in the exact same things as you.
And learn from people who actually know that specific area.
Exactly. Deep knowledge.
Okay, let's maybe take a step back for a sec. Talk about those past mistakes. Our sources, they really hammered this point. A lot of newer investors, maybe like some listeners, got seriously burned. Scams, dream sellers promising the moon.
Yeah, the unrealistic promises.
Or just feeling totally lost.
Yeah.
Drowning in information. Does that ring a bell for anyone listening? Ever felt like, who do I even trust here?
It really resonates. The sources highlight that vulnerability how hard it is to tell good advice from, well, junk, or worse, scams. The pull of getting rich quick makes people susceptible, and the complexity doesn't help. You feel lost, overwhelmed. It's a huge barrier.
And that's kind of where these specialized groups might offer a different path, right? Instead of random tips from who knows where online.
Right.
You've got communities where the owners are often visible, they're active, there's some transparency. Sometimes you can even find reviews from actual members, gives you a better feel for if it's legit.
That community aspect, the accountability, it's huge. Seeing the organizers participate, hearing from other members, it builds trust in a way that anonymous forums just can't. It's like getting advice from a friend versus a stranger.
Totally. Okay, so let's get into these specializations. Pastel Alpha, Web3, and NFTs. If you're curious about digital collectibles or this idea of a more decentralized internet, what kind of stuff would you actually find there?
Well, with Pastel Alpha focusing like that, you'd likely get insights into NFT market trends, like what's gaining steam, what are the new uses beyond just art, how do NFTs fit into Web3? They might also flag upcoming NFT launches, pre-mints they often call them, and analysis of the tech, the teams, the communities behind these projects. So yeah, if digital ownership, future internet stuff, that's your jam, this offers focused knowledge. It's evolving fast.
Yeah, sounds like it could cut through some of the noise around NFTs. Okay, Vanquish trading, finding crypto alphas. Sounds exciting, like finding the next big thing super early.
It does sound exciting.
But maybe risky.
Huge caveat there, yes.
Yeah.
Definitely higher risk. Vanquish is for people who are comfortable with that because alpha often means investing in brand new, unproven stuff.
Makes sense.
The upside could be massive if it works out, but so could the downside. These groups often have alpha callers, people digging deep, researching these early projects. They might look at the tech, the team, the roadmap, trying to spot potential before everyone else jumps in.
So looking beyond just the hype.
Ideally, yes. Analyzing tokenomics, developer activity, things the average person might miss. So valuable leads, potentially, but you have to understand the risk.
Got it. High risk, potentially high reward requires serious homework. Now, Certified Crypto, CC Alpha, they talk about early access to altcoins via their network. What's the big deal about getting in early on altcoins?
The appeal there is pretty clear. Potential for big price jumps. If you get into a project near the start, maybe even before it's on the major exchanges,
Right.
you stand to gain a lot more if it takes off and gets wider attention. What's also interesting about CC Alpha, based on what we saw, is they also provide beginner guides, like how to set up a trade, even crypto taxes.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, so it's this mix. Early opportunities for those ready, but also foundational help for newcomers feeling lost. It addresses that knowledge gap directly.
That makes a ton of sense, like getting into a startup early, but you still need to know what you're doing. And those guides sound super helpful because, yeah, the practical side trips a lot of people up.
Absolutely. Bridging that technical gap, offering practical steps, it's crucial for building confidence and avoiding simple mistakes.
Okay, let's shift gears to something known for, well, craziness. Meme coins. 3M Trading has a whole plan for just that. Memecoin Alpha. These things can explode, sure, but they crash just as fast. Who is this actually for?
Yeah, the meme coin scene is unique, highly speculative.
Understatement.
Right. So 3M's plan, it's likely for people who fully get the extreme risk. They understand it's maybe more like gambling than investing, but they're drawn to that potential for insane, rapid gains, even if they're short-lived.
Okay.
This kind of group might offer insights into, say, tracking social media buzz or trying to spot something before it goes viral. The founders also share videos and courses, apparently. So they're trying to teach something about why these things move, even if it's mostly hype and community vibes driving it.
Huh. So even in that chaos, there's an attempt at analysis, or at least understanding the dynamics.
Structure, yeah. All right, last one. Greenies Trading Group. Broader focus, but strong on altcoins. DeFi, decentralized finance, basically crypto versions of banking and meme coins too. What makes them stand out? Greenies seems to differentiate itself with the sheer volume of stuff they offer in those specific areas.
Yeah.
Altcoins, DeFi, meme coins, lots of resources, real-time signals.
Okay.
So if you want to dive deep into alternatives to Bitcoin, explore DeFi protocols, but also keep tabs on meme coins, they seem to offer a comprehensive package.
Yeah.
Daily support, tools, live streams, analysis. It suggests a very active, supportive environment for those niches.
Gotcha. So looking across all five, Pastel, Vanquish, CC Alpha, 3M, Greenies, The big theme is specialization, right? Not just crypto.
Exactly.
So for someone who felt overwhelmed before, maybe lost money trying to follow everything,
Right.
what are the real upsides of joining a focused community like this?
Oh, the advantages are pretty significant. First, like you said, less overwhelm. Huge plus.
Yeah.
Instead of trying to track thousands of coins,
Yeah.
you focus your energy on one area you actually care about. Second, targeted learning. You go deeper into strategies and analysis that matter for NFTs or for early altcoins or whatever your niche is.
Right, learn what's actually relevant.
Third, community support. This is big. You connect with people on the same page, learn from experienced traders in that specific field. Our sources stressed how vital that support network is, especially for beginners. You have questions, you need shared experiences.
Makes sense. Less isolating.
Definitely. And finally, you might actually gain an edge. By really focusing, you might spot opportunities or trends within your niche that the generalists just miss because they're spread too thin.
Okay, so less noise, focused learning, community support, maybe a specific edge, but trust is still a huge issue, especially if you've been burned. How do you figure out if one of these discords is actually reliable, not just another trap?
Critical question. You absolutely need to vet them. Look for transparency from the owners. Are they visible, active? Do they have verified badges if they're listed somewhere? Check the activity. Is the community genuinely engaged? Are discussions constructive?
Look for signs of life, basically.
Exactly. Yeah. Crucially, look for reviews or testimonials. What are other members saying? Are they getting value? Don't just rely on the server's own marketing. These are all clues about legitimacy.
Okay, good tips. And what about education? We hear from listeners, I want to understand the trades, not just follow blindly. Do these groups usually offer learning resources?
Yeah, many of the good ones absolutely prioritize education. It comes in different forms, structured courses, maybe video libraries, guides, articles. Some even do live Q&As with traders or offer one-on-one sessions.
Nice.
The goal is to empower you, right? So you can eventually make your own informed decisions, not just copy alerts forever. That focus on learning is key.
And the practical side. Learning theory is one thing, but actually trading, it's different. Do they help bridge that gap?
The better ones do. Look for things like real-time signals, sure, but ideally with the reasoning explained. Why this trade? What's the logic? Some offer specific tools or host live trading sessions where you can watch experienced folks work and explain their process.
See it in action.
Exactly. That hands-on element is super valuable for turning knowledge into actual skill and building confidence.
Okay, last big question. Cost. These places usually aren't free. How do you weigh that membership fee against the potential value, especially if money's tight after past losses?
Yeah, that's a totally valid concern. You got to think of it as an investment in your education, your strategy. Look at what they specifically offer, the insights, the learning, the tools, the community access, and weigh that against the price.
Makes sense.
Some offer shorter terms, like weekly or monthly plans. That can be a good way to test the waters, see if it clicks for you before you commit longer. Ask yourself, what do I really hope to get out of this? Specific knowledge, mentorship, training signals. Clear goals help you judge if the cost is worth the potential return for you.
So basically, instead of just chucking money at random tips,
Right.
investing in focused education and a supportive community in an area you're actually interested in could be a much smarter, more strategic play.
Precisely. It's about being intentional. Building a solid foundation in one area, connecting with knowledgeable people there, instead of chasing everything and maybe falling for the same old traps.
Right. So wrapping this up, these specialized Discord communities, whether it's Pastel Alpha for NFTs and Web3, Vanquish for those early projects, CC Alpha for altcoin access, 3M for the Memecoin roller coaster, or Greenies for broader altcoin DeFi exploration, they all offer a more focused way forward.
A potential path.
Yeah, a path to maybe overcome those past losses, learn strategies that stick by concentrating your efforts and connecting with targeted expertise.
So instead of chasing every shiny new coin that pops up, maybe think about this. Could focusing on one specific niche that genuinely fascinates you and learning within a dedicated community, could that be the key to finally hitting your goals in crypto?
Good question to ponder.
Yeah. Think about it. NFTs, new projects, altcoins, meme coins, DeFi. Which one really grabbed you? Which one fits your risk level? Maybe exploring one of these focus communities is the next logical and hopefully smarter step in your crypto journey?